Hey guys, it's Sasha, and today I'm going to be talking to you about awkward situations involving you and a book. So, yeah. And this is like my second time recording this. The first time ended up sort of wonky with the lighting and everything, so I had to redo it. Number 1. You know when you're walking down the street, reading your book, multitasking, doing really well at it, and suddenly you're on the ground. You don't even know how you got there. You're just on the ground. So you look up to see if anybody saw, and someone did see, and they're just like, and you're just like, oh my gosh. You get back up, brush yourself off. You don't remember what page you were at, but you're like, you didn't see anything. And you try to laugh it off. Number 2. You know when you're reading and somebody walks up and asks, hey, what's your favorite book? And you can't think of a single thing. Your mind goes totally blank. Every book you've ever read, even the book you're reading right now, everything blank. You can't remember a single thing. So you just sit there like, So you end up saying you don't have any favorites. The person who asks you the question is just like, okay. And they walk away and you're like, thank God they're gone. Later when you think about it, you remember all your favorite books, the books you've loved, the books you've hated, everything comes back to mind and you're just like, oh my gosh, why couldn't I think of that sooner? Number 3. You know when you're wildly excited about this book you read, it is super great. You loved it. Best book in the world, best book you've read for the year. So you recommend it to one of your friends and they hate it. You start to question your taste. You're like, was it really that good? Is my friend right? Or are their tastes just way different from mine? And you start to dwell on it and dwell on it and dwell on it. You feel super bad for recommending something to them that they didn't like. Number 4. You know when you're reading in public and you get to the super funny part in this book and you can't help but laugh aloud. There's a bunch of people around, so they're all like, and you're like, and then you go back to reading and ignoring the world. Number 5. You know when you're in this super intense part in the book, the part where it gets real juicy, and somebody has the audacity to come up and start talking to you, and you want them to go away, but still they sit there talking, la 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 la, and you just sit there like, oh my gosh, won't they please hurry up? They need to hurry up and get away from me so I can finish reading this book. And finally you're just like, can't you see I'm busy? Please go away. And then they're like, oh. Like they didn't notice you were reading that whole time, ignoring them. But finally they get up and praise God, they leave. Number 6. You know when you're reading a book and someone's like, oh my gosh, I've read that book before, and they start telling you all their favorite parts, every single thing that they loved about it, and you're barely into the book. And they spoil every single thing for you. You know everything from beginning to end. And you just end up being like, thank you for spoiling the whole book for me. Thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Go away. Never want to see your face again. Number 7. When you're reading a book and someone comes up and asks you, hey, what are you reading? And everything that you've been reading, you suddenly don't know how to talk, you can't explain it, you don't know, so you're just sitting there babbling away, and they're like, yeah, I get it, and they're like, okay, bye now, and you're like, thank gosh. And later think about all the things you could have explained to them to make the book sound awesome. Instead, you just gave them a bunch of garble that didn't make any sense, and you sounded like an idiot. You sounded like you weren't even reading the book. Anyway, I hope y'all like this video. I make new videos every Sunday. Tell me about some awkward reading situations that you've been in the comments down below. I hope you will stick around to my channel, maybe subscribe. So anyway, I guess I'll catch y'all later. Bye!